Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to create a streamlined Windows ISO file that you could use to boot your computer and install Windows with. So that way it'll kind of be debloated for you automatically, so you don't have to do it yourself after you install Windows. Alright, so we're going to be using the Chris Titus Tech tool to do so. Alright, so to run it, we're going to open an administrative PowerShell window. So type in PowerShell, click on Run as Administrator. Okay, so you could do it just by typing in a command here, and I believe there's also a PowerShell file you could download, and there's also an executable that'll actually run it too, but for that it's a $10 donation, but it's worth it if it's something you're going to be using all the time. Alright, so to do so, we're going to just paste in the command that you could get from the website, and I'll put this in the description as well. Press enter. Alright, so we have the Chris Titus Tech utility open here. Make it full screen here. Alright, so what we want to do now is click on MicroWin, but before you do that, you want to have your Windows ISO file already downloaded on the computer. But if you don't have one, you could actually use this tool to download it during the process, but it's just going to make it take a little more time. So I have the ISO file on the desktop here, so I'm going to click on MicroWin. And you can see you have the option to select your own ISO file or get the newest ISO file automatically from Windows. Alright, so since I have my ISO file already downloaded, I'm going to use this option here and click on Get Windows ISO. So browse to it, so I have it on my desktop here. Alright, so I just need to wait a minute here. It says it's busy. And it's going to mount it, so you can just ignore that. So this will take a few minutes to kind of load up and start doing its thing. And then if you Alt-Tab, you could go over to the console here and see what's going on. Alright, so as I'm doing this video here, I'll just kind of pause it and restart it here rather than have you watch the entire screen, because this is going to take some time to do. Alright, so it says check the UI for further steps, so back over here. Alright, so now we need to pick our version. We'll do Windows 11 Pro. We'll do Home just for fun here. So if you have some drivers that you need to inject into the ISO file, you could do that here. And also copy to Ventoy if you're going to use that to create your bootable flash drive. And then of course you could use Rufus as well if you want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to leave all this blank. I'm just going to put a username here of Bob. So it'll use that account and then automatically log it in. And then I'm going to leave it a blank passwords, but you could put in a password if you like. Alright, so I'm going to click on Start the Process. So now it needs to know where you want to save this modified Windows ISO file. Alright, so I'm going to call this Win 11 New. Put it on the desktop with the other one. Alright, so let's Alt-Tab back over here. Alright, so mounting the image, it might take a while. So this will be the part here where I kind of pause and unpause the video so you can see the various steps as it's going along. Alright, so it's removing features from the image. Alright, removing OS packages. What I might do as well is actually just speed it up so you can actually see what's going on without having to wait the amount of time that it's going to take to do it. Alright, going on to the next step, removing provisioned apps. Alright, going on to the next steps here, dismounting the image. Alright, now it's exporting our image. All right, so now it's writing some files to our new ISO file. All right, so our image is now complete. All right, so now you can see we have our new image here. All right, so I went offline here for a second and downloaded Rufus just to show you how it works real quick. You probably know how to do this already, but I'm going to do this real quick for you. And then we're going to go ahead and install our new image here and see how it looks. All right, so what you would have to do is just choose your flash drive, which I don't have one on this computer, and then click on the select button to choose your ISO file. So it's scanning the image. And then we have some advanced options here. You can do things like change the file system or cluster size. You could probably just leave it alone. And then once you click on Start, you'll have the option to bypass the Windows 11 system requirements if you want to do that. But if your computer is ready to go for Windows 11 hardware-wise, you could just leave that as is because you don't want to check those boxes and create any potential problems. Then you just click on Start and wait for it to finish, and then you'll have your bootable flash drive. All right, so now I'm going to go offline here, and then I'm going to start another computer with this new Windows 11 ISO file, and we'll see how it installs. All right, so we're booting from our new ISO file here. Okay, so we'll select our language, click on Next, keyboard, Input, Next, click on Install Windows 11 since we're not repairing anything because it's a new computer technically. So we have to agree that everything will be deleted. All right, do not have a product key. Accept the agreement. All right, so here is our blank hard drive here. So you could either create your own partition, or if you click on Next, Windows will just use the whole thing. But if you want to split it up, then you'll have to do the Create Partition option here and allocate how much of the total space you want for your new C drive. All right, so here are options: install Windows 11 Home and keep nothing. So obviously, if you were doing this on a computer that currently has Windows, you'd want to make sure you back up all your files first so they don't get wiped out for good. All right, so this will take a few minutes, so we'll just kind of pause and come back as the process goes on. All right, so we're rebooting again. All right, going through the next phase of the installation. All right, you might have seen some of those PowerShell screens that popped up there, which look a little different than the usual Windows installation. All right, so we're doing some updates now. All right, you can see it's automatically logging in our new user account. Now we're setting up the profile for the first time, so you've probably seen this screen before. So this will just take a minute or two. All right, so here is our desktop and our start menu here. Let me move this down a little bit. A couple more things going on in the background here. All right, so you can see there's not much going on here when it comes to the start menu. See what the all apps looks like. All right, so it still keeps things like Edge and the Microsoft Store, so you could actually go back and install any apps that were removed that you think you might want to use. You know, of course, we have all the good stuff like Notepad as well, Photos, Terminal. So pretty basic. Now let's go to the settings here real quick. All right, so it wants you to sign on with the Microsoft account, of course. And of course, you're going to have to activate it if it's not reading any license key from your motherboard. Let's go to the accounts here. So we have Bob, the local account administrator with no password, and now other users. All right, so everything else looks about the same here. You still might have to come in here and check some of these privacy settings. Alright, so there is your basic overview of how to create a debloated Windows ISO file using MicroWin. So if you want to get some additional information, you could check out their website and kind of get a better idea of exactly what is removed during the process. As you saw during the creation step there, it kind of shows you what it did in the PowerShell window, but it kind of goes fast, so you might want to actually read up on it before you try it out for yourself. All right, so I'll put a link in the description where you could download the Chris Titus Tech tools, and then you can try it out for yourself. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.